I told him one time that I had been singing one or two of his songs. He said, "I'm flattered." I didn't know how to take that. Him flattered. He's a big star, and I'm singing his songs. I'm nobody singing his song. But anyway, that was Gene. He was an interesting character. So that was an interesting story we heard this morning from 2 Kings. The books of 1st and 2nd Kings are mainly a history of Israel, the monarchy, from starts at the death of King David and goes up to the Babylonian exile. So it covers the division of Israel into northern and southern kingdoms. So down in the south is the Judah. Sorry, Judah is in the south. And then you have Israel, the 10 tribes of Israel, and then you have north of that you have Aram or Syria. So it's the Syrians and the 10 tribes of Israel that are having difficulties in this story. So it's kind of an over the top story, and I should say that I'm drawing pretty heavily on the leader guide, or whatever the name of the guide is we were using. So if I tell you, then it's not plagiarism. It's just quoting or referring to. Okay, so the Syrians are planning an ambush on Israel. They get all set up, and Israel doesn't come. So what's up with that? So they tried 2 or 3 other, or 4 or 5 other things, and none of them work. And it turns out that somebody in Syria knew why it wasn't working. They knew about this Elisha character, and I talked about Elisha last time I spoke. Elisha striking the Jordan River and parting the waters, and so this Elisha character, he's pretty famous, I think. So he sends a whole army. The king of Syria sends a whole army to catch Elisha. They surround the city of Dothan, and anyways, they're waiting for him in the morning, and Elisha's servant sees all this army out there waiting for Elisha. What do we do? And God says, open his eyes. Lord, open his eyes so that he can see there's more with us than what's out there against us. And that's I think about all the troubles and the problems in the world, all the places of conflict that we mapped out here, and just I get a little depressed, really. The problem is so immense and so huge. I see the problem, and it's depressing. But that this is Elisha's servant. He sees the problem. It's a major, massive problem. It's an army looking for one man, right? And God says, open his eyes. Well, God opened my eyes. That's what we all need to pray. God, open my eyes, because them that are with us, they that are with us, is more than out there. God is more powerful, more mighty. But we pray for these places that are in conflict, because some of them have been in conflict for, back to the time of we're talking about. They still got this. These same people are still fighting, the Palestinians and the Jews. They're still fighting. It's been going on for, 4,000 years. So it's hard to see the positive side of this story. And then we have other things going here too. I just want to read you a little something that I pulled out of the Canadian Mennonite. You know, taking it to my small context here, not on this global scale or this national war. You know, just the way my fellow man is. I had a part of the band I was playing with down in Mexico. One of the fellows was posting. He lives over in the Okanagan Valley, and he was upset. He went to the post office, and there was a sign on the wall that said they were looking for a letter carrier, and that people of native descent would be given preference or priority. And he was upset. He says, "What's this? You know, we white males, we have no rights, no privileges, no." Another guy pipes up and says, "Yeah, that's right. We white male Zoomers, you can add in the Canadians, we have no rights and no privileges." So I wrote back. I says, "Chuck, I think you just defined privilege. Canadian, white, male, Zoomer. That's the definition of privilege, yet we can't see it. We're always looking up at, oh, he's got something that I want that I don't have. She's got something that, you know, that I wish I could have. I want that. You know, it's not right. It's not fair." We're never looking down at the poor sot or whatever that's starving and saying, "Gee, I wonder if I could share some of my stuff with him or with her." That's human nature. It looks the other way. It doesn't. Not always, though. There's some good in us too. You know, when we see little kids that need a hand, we see people that need a hand. You know, it's in here too. We have the choice which voice to listen to, but we need to put out that positive side, that uplifting side, that generous side, rather than, you know, we talk about justice, you know, and somebody said, "Yeah, just us." You know, I want justice, but just for me. You know, the rest of them, well, okay. So, this fellow here, Randolph Haluza DeLay, he's in the restaurant, and at the next table they're talking about refugees. All these refugees are coming, man. They're gonna, millions of them. They're gonna take all our jobs and all our yeah. That's not gonna happen. And then they change the subject to climate change, and you know, all this. It just, and he's where shall I pick this up? Finally, he decides he's not really enjoying his coffee. He's going to get up to leave. And the one fellow says, the loudest guy in the bunch says, "Leaving, eh? You probably believe in climate change." I tried to explain that the theory on that billboard, I guess there's a billboard out in Alberta, something that says something about climate change. I tried to explain the theory on that billboard is just wrong. Scientists have studied it, and it just doesn't hold up. In return, he actually blocked my way, vehemently declaring, "It's free speech. Everyone got that right to say whatever they want." I guess But if it's not true, if it's a lie, I mean, where does free speech start and end? He gave some principles for, is it true? I think this is a Buddhist thing. Is it true? If not, never say it. Not anywhere. Second principle, is it helpful? What we say should bring some greater good. Is it necessary? And he adds one, is it timely? And I want to share with you a story here that does anybody read Ed Olfert in the Mennonite? Yeah.
I've read a book by him, and he's actually, he grew up in my Avonville Mennonite church.
Oh yeah, okay. He's an interesting character. He's not your conventional type fellow. Anyway, he's talking about his friend named Stella. That's not really her name. She recently bought a new car. She's 89 years old. She just bought a new car. So he's asking her about it. She says there's no gear shift, and to start it, you have to push a button. Okay, I couldn't get the cruise to work, but I think maybe I was doing something wrong. Okay. And then I got somebody to help me with it, figure out all the buttons, and suddenly the steering wheel was warm. This gal Stella, she's awed by all of the changes, and even though she's 89 years old, she's up for the challenges. She has lived an important and full life. She is also a fine storyteller, and as I listen to her recounting the chapters that are good and the chapters that are so very hard, the tears come easily and naturally. So does the laughter, the sense of delight, the sense of wonder at the many things yet to learn, at the wonder of the opportunities set before her. 89 years old. That's a good outlook. The food bank is only one venue where she offers her energy and encouragement. She has a gift and a passion for encouraging those on the margins. The challenge I sense is one of living hopefully into the future, hopefully into a new reality. That's the lesson that Sheila and the new car represent. She has important places to go and important things to do. We all do. And Stella makes a difference. I think I'm going to leave it there. We're going to celebrate communion. So I think the takeaway is, yes, there's a lot of things in this world that are depressing. But that's not where we're looking. That's not what we're focusing on. We're praying for those situations. But the God who delivered Elisha from the armies of Syria is the same God that we serve and that walks us through every day.